Good afternoon, Santan Trail Runners. I'm Aaron Barber, your race director for the Santan Scramble happening this coming weekend. This is going to be your video race brief. We'll go through some important stuff about the race happening, but we'll get right to it. The most important thing is going to be parking. There's a little bit of change this year. So we have the lot at the park, holds 240 plus or minus cars. So we're going to have the 50K and the 26K. You're good to park inside the park. The other distance, the shorter distances, the 9 and the 5K, we'll have to park at Mountain View Church, and we will shuttle you in. There'll be details in the email this is going out with. And the 17K, we strongly recommend to park at Mountain View Church and get shuttled in. If you do take the shuttle, your park entry fee is waived. You'll just be able to hop on the shuttle, pull right into the park, and it'll drop you off at the race site. Get back on the bus afterwards. It'll bring you back to your car. No $7 entry fee if you are parking in the park. $7 entry fee. Cash is appreciated. Exact change is appreciated because it makes the line move a lot faster. So to go over that, I'll kind of show you here. There we go. So this is the park down here. Mountain View Church is up here. It's 3 miles away. It's a really short drive. And we'll have our shuttle stop located in the west lot. Excuse me. We'll have a light and a sign and a staff member there guiding everyone to get on the buses. First bus should leave around, they arrive at 6 a.m. and it'll leave whenever it fills up, which probably won't be later. Considering the first race, the longer distances don't start till 7 a.m. So we will shuttle you in. So 9K, 5K, have to ride the bus. 17K, recommended to ride the bus. If you're in one of the longer distances and prefer to avoid the fee, you can get on a bus as well, but it probably won't deliver you at the park until probably 6:30, 6:45. That first bus will be arriving. Okay. And then if you are coming into the park in the past, we have been able to use like overflow parking. Like this is the lot right here. This is the main lot where we'll park at. You'll come in, pay the fee, and then we'll get you parked. This road used to be overflow parking, but it's all under construction right now. So we cannot park on that road because there might be construction vehicles or they might be doing water main work, et cetera, because they're putting in a bunch of houses in this area right here. So parking on the road can't do. So it's either in the lot, if this fills up, back to Mountain View Church. Again, addresses will be provided with this email that's going out. So next form of news for this race, we have a new nutrition sponsor that's going to be jumping on for most of the Dirt Series races, with the exception of McDowell Mountain Frenzy. They were going to make their debut at Coldwater Rumble later in January, but they were able to get us product for Santan, so we'd like to welcome aboard Never Second. So we're going to be having the drink mix. It's their C30 drink mix for this race at all the aid stations for electrolytes and sodium. So what do we got for looking like 30 grams of carbs, 12 of those coming from sugar, 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, and we will make that to the recipe standards at the aid stations. We're also going to have gels. There's a bunch of different flavors. I don't know exactly which flavor at each aid, but citrus, passion fruit, berry, orange, and cola. Looks like 120 calories per gel, 200 milligrams sodium, 30 grams carbs per gel. They also have their solid bars. That'll be at the aid station at the finish. 180 calories there. So 30 milligrams sodium, negligible. 30 grams of carbs, though, 180 calories for the solids, and they are a little bit more like a real food tasting. So thanks for Never Second hopping on. They'll be here, Coldwater Rumble, Elephant Mountain, Mesquite Canyon, Cave Creek Thriller, and Pass Mountain doing the nutrition for us. Representative won't be on site for Santan, but at some of the races after the fact, they'll be on site and talking about the product. I use it myself, so it's I stand by it. It's good stuff. But yeah, we'll have gels, bars, and the drink mix at both of your aid stations. So speaking of aid stations, there are 2 of them on your course. For this race, this is the 50K map. We'll just pull it up. It's just the one big loop. You're going to do it 3 times for 50K runners. There's the main aid station is going to be the Santan aid that's about halfway through each loop, and the other aid is Gold Mine right before or after your big climb. That's going to be more of just a hydration station. We'll have some of the Never Second stuff out there, but in terms of the traditional offerings and the snacks and Oreos and trail mix, we won't have those at the Gold Mine aid station. Santan trail runners will be out there bringing the hype and jazzing everyone up to get up and over this mountain right here. But let's start with the 50K course, how it's going to go. It is washing machine style. I'll explain what that means if you're not familiar. But basically, you're going to start out, head due south. This is really, it's uphill, but it's a very, very runnable trail. Nice and rolly, pretty fast miles here. It'll be nice early in the morning. You'll hit your first aid station right about mile 5. That Santan aid, it'll have all the Never Second stuff, all the traditional offerings that Aravaipa usually has at our aid stations. Then it starts to get a little bumpy and hilly as we approach the mountains. You're on Dynamite Trail. This is a nice long descent. You can kind of rip down this. You'll hit your Gold Mine. We'll call it an aid station, but hydration station, cheer zone, get you pumped up before you go up and over this brute. So it's short, but it's steep and it's loose. Up Gold Mine, you'll get back to the start-finish area for the 50K. Washing machine style means every loop you go in a reverse direction. So you'll hit the finish line and turn around and then do the same exact thing backwards. And then get the finish line again, turn around, and then do the same exact thing as the first lap. So 2 loops in the clockwise direction, 1 loop in the counterclockwise direction for you 50K runners. The 26K, our highlighted race for this year, the Sonoran Cup. That's going to be a mix of the 2 courses. So our big loop, the perimeter right here, is 17 kilometers. The interior loop is 9 kilometers, which makes your 26K race. So same thing, going to start out due south. You're going to do 1 big loop, just like the 50K runners did. Hit that first aid station around mile 5. Up into the mountains, rip down Dynamite, hit that Gold Mine hydration station. Big climb up Gold Mine, techie descent down Gold Mine. You're going to go right through the start finish in the 26K, and then you're going to take a turn right here. So this will be a critical junction because first time through, you're going to go straight. Second time through, you will go to the right, and then cut through. This is nice. It's gentle uphill, but it's really runnable. And then a lot of the same stuff. And then same thing, another critical junction right here where first time through, it'll be a left, and second time through, it's kind of a right straight to go directly to the finish. So you're only doing Gold Mine once in the 26K. There's your 26K, 17K, same deal. It's just 1 big loop. This is a great course. Going to go in the clockwise direction. So heading straight south, same deal as all the other courses, just that 1 big loop where you hit your 1 big climb right at the end of your race. But once you get to the top of Gold Mine, it's all downhill and smooth from there. And then your shorter distances, we've got the 9K, a little bit of a middle loop, flat and fast, but heading straight south. This junction is about right here. 9K runners will bear right. Everyone else, the longer distances, will go straight for that first loop. Kind of cut up and over this saddle. Again, this is nice and runnable trail here. This is a great course too. Go through that Santan aid station, and then you'll just follow the 9K signs straight on to the finish. You get 1 aid station in the 9K, and then your 5K run. This one is let's see here, to kind of give you perspective with the other courses. They all go straight south this way and kind of make a big loop like this. But you're going to be right from the start. It's almost an immediate right-hand turn. We'll have that coned off for you 5K runners, but you'll go directly to the aid station. It's actually not a trail. It's along a kind of a double wide service road type deal. But hit the aid station, I think right around a mile, 0.9 miles into it. Probably not going to take much aid unless you really want to try something there. But the rest is a little bit of climb and some washes in this section, and then screaming fast 5K course here. So looking at right at 3.1 miles for the 5K course. Let's see what else we got today. Another thing to remember, this is at the request of the park. We'll kind of go back to this map. This is our event space and area. This whole big, if you haven't been to Santan Mountain Regional Park, A, it's a beautiful park. B, it's really popular. So this area is getting big, and as more events and more people start to use the park, the desert is getting infringed upon. So we are going to have like yellow rope bordering this whole event area. And we really ask that you don't go into the desert. That's the park supervisor's request. All the trails are open, so if you do want to spectate, this is like your finishing chute right here, right where it says Little Leaf Trail for most of the distances runners are going to be coming in. If you want to watch them like with 100 yards to go, feel free just to walk out on the trail. The trail is plenty wide where you can walk on the trail and still see the runners. We'd much rather have you do that than cutting up into the desert and walking through the desert to see your runners, because what'll happen is the park staff will see that, and then the supervisor will yell at me, and then I'll have to make an announcement next year or over the loudspeaker. But let's just try to stay on the designated trails and in the event area. Don't cross our yellow ropes that we'll have as like a protective border. Next item is a really important one. That's our beer tent. So beer this year is going to be, as usual for Santan, provided by Old Ellsworth Brewing Company, right in Queen Creek or Santan Valley. They're going to be coming up. They're going to be pouring straight from kegs. So they're going to bring the kegs, and they'll be pouring beers. Our charity partner is Wilderness Volunteers. They put together trail work days, and stay tuned. There's some exciting information. Aravaipa is partnering with Wilderness Volunteers on some trail work days in 2025. So stay tuned for that announcement. But yeah, everything's going to benefit Wilderness Volunteers, and Old Ellsworth will be providing the recovery beverages, if you will. So we did mention that the Gold Mine Aid Station, I just want to hammer that home that it's not quite an aid station, this one up here. It's just going to be hydration, and we'll probably have some of the Never Second gels and solids there. But if you're looking for a pack of Oreos, that's going to be at the finish line or at the Santan Aid. So don't expect a ton of nutrition at Gold Mine, but what they lack in solid food, they will make up for in enthusiasm to get you up and over that hill. So that's pretty much all the important details today. Really just want to hammer home parking. I'll have a map, again, attached to the email that's going out with this race brief. But yeah, 9K, 5K, have to park at Mountain View Church. 17K, highly recommended you park at Mountain View Church, and we'll shuttle you in. And then if you're in the longer distances and want to bypass the kind of the crowds around the parking lot, or help us out and avoid the entry fee to the park, park at Mountain View Church, and we'll shuttle you in, and you can avoid that $7 entry fee. And then also, if you're in a longer distance, carpool. It's parking's going to be a little bit of a pain this year with that road being shut down and not having available for overflow parking along the road along Phillips. So carpool, and Mountain View Church for the shuttles. So it's that's what we have to deal with this year, but we'll get through it. And that's really all I have. So thanks again for Never Second. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me up till race day. Race morning, I'll go over your more intimate details in terms of course marking and how that's going to go. And definitely stick around for the kids' race. We do have that at 10:30 a.m. It's just an out and back. It's about just over a mile long. That's always a ton of fun, seeing the 30 or 40 kids go out way too fast and finish their little run. So I can't wait to see you all this weekend. Again, reach out if you have any race-specific questions. I'm happy to help, but I'm excited for this one. Weather should be absolutely perfect for running, and we will get you out there and hope you have a great time at this weekend's Santan Scramble. Thank you all so much.